Here's a mic.
Your daily out with me.
Yeah! Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Monday. We're on TV. Once a day, every day, time machines. And then we start talking.
For an hour, that's right. Hey.
1 hour.
Did you see the lady yesterday? We were looking at that thing, but during, I think it was info time, it was just like a close-up of a lady's face.
Oh, yeah, I did, yeah.
Yeah, did you realize that one was going to happen?
I didn't realize it was going to be on info time, but I kind of had seen the whole thing, so I knew it was, whoa, what? Oh, okay.
Look at our side, everybody.
Oh, that's the side of the show.
You never get to see that.
It's the side wall.
Dan, you're back.
I am.
How are you?
Better?
What do you mean?
Oh, God. I had the worst cold I've had in, I think, a couple of years.
No.
I've had 3 or 4 colds since then that have been, there are some symptoms and slight discomfort, but it's nothing it's nothing that really affects my vision or hearing or orientation, balance, that sort of thing. When the pressure is on your sinuses, it affects your vision, your hearing, your smell, your sense of direction or uprightness, balance, that sort of thing.
How about your sense of touch?
Well, that's fine. Taste is affected.
Oh yeah, so that's your only unaffected sense then. So it was like your
Hearing, sight.
Right, out of 5?
Yeah, taste, smell is affected,
Yeah.
taste is affected. Yeah, touch. That's about the
There's
only
like
one.
spatial reality sense or something too.
Yeah, and you just sit there and you feel awful and you take over-the-counter medications that are supposed to help, but sometimes they have their own side effects that don't really reduce the main effects, but they cause their own side effects that are in their own way as bad or worse.
Like what?
Oh, if I take any kind of pseudoephedrine of any kind, and there are 2-3 different kinds that
Ephedrine?
you can take. Yeah, different kinds of ephedrine.
Ephedrine, ephedrine, right? Or
Like Sudafed? And it's
Sudafed or NyQuil has a little bit in it.
it's basically
Dayquil has a little bit.
something that dries your sinuses out, right?
Yeah. It the capillaries and the little capillaries. I'm Canadian. That's how I pronounce it.
Oh yeah.
Capillaries.
The capillaries and
Like kilometer.
what did you say?
As opposed to
Sudafed?
kilometer.
What did you say for ephedrine? Ephedrine?
Pseudoephedrine.
Ephedrine and capillaries.
Ephedrine. They're all there are
ephedrine is affecting my capillaries.
the ephedrine. Yeah. So it's all based on. That's my phone.
Hello?
Dan's getting a personal phone call.
Someone's calling.
That's his ringtone.
Oh man.
Who is it?
Who is it?
It's my girlfriend.
Oh, Dan has got to talk to his girlfriend.
Can I talk to her?
Hey, sweetie. I'm
Tell her to call
on
the program
TV
if she
right
wants.
now.
Yeah, call her to call into the show.
Hi, Summer.
The number is 360-836-4384. You can call in and talk to us here on the couch. But if you call in, it's going to be maybe like, a week after at least, and also it will be probably the wrong time. We usually don't tape at the same time as we air. As you can see, it's bright outside. It's sunny, and so that's not interior studio lighting. That's actually the outside. You can actually see outside. There's the outside, and that's what it actually looks like.
Not 1998 though.
It's January 1st, 1988. And so yeah, I don't know what I was saying. Something about calling in. You can call in, you can, but Summer can call in.
What's going on with Summer, Dan?
Well, no, not really private. I mean, normally we do the program on Monday nights in the evenings. Yeah, and this one was kind of impromptu when you guys called, you and Carl called. It was like evening or afternoon, and if I don't have to work on a Monday and I can do it in the afternoon, I would prefer that.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, well, my mother-in-law, who I refer to as Mumsy.
Mumsy, yeah. Know about Mumsy.
Yeah, she wanted to do some stuff, and I want to do some errands, and so I says, oh, how about Monday afternoon?
Oh, yeah.
This is before I planned this thing for today, so there was a little bit of a conflict, and someone was calling to remind me of that conflict and to have Mumsy come over a little later than she would have normally. So
Summer doesn't want to hang out with Mumsy.
yeah, Mumsy and Summer get along good.
Okay.
Yeah, they're she's really nice, and Mumsy likes the way she treats her, and so yeah, it works out nice.
Good.
It's kind of funny because Mumsy is the mom of my late girlfriend, and is now friends of my current girlfriend.
That seems okay.
Yeah. Well,
Mumsy is like your adoptive mother anyway, or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, as an adult, you have like the adult relationship of a mother with her.
well, I
And you
was
get to do this stuff.
I was initially worried when Summer and I first got together that my late partner's daughter and mother would not accept my new girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
I was worried that there might be some issues or conflicts or, reservations or blah, 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 blah. You always hear about that I don't like his new girlfriend.
Do you?
Right? Oh, sure.
Okay.
Sure, I've heard about that a lot because
Yeah.
it's a new relationship and
Sure.
there's always a concern, maybe not always, but there's often a concern that will change the nature of your own old relationships, given the amount of time and energy that you spend on your current relationship.
Everybody wants
And
your attention.
Well,
But she,
not necessarily
little
that,
January.
but it places things in a different kind of perspective. And potentially there's a change, and change can be difficult, and there's unknowns, and so there's insecurity surrounding it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get it all worked out.
yeah. Well,
everybody's happy. She likes the program.
Summer?
Mm-hmm.
Somewhat. Somewhat. She's watched it when I've been on there, but I guess she's lost interest after about 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, there's nothing. There's not a whole lot happening. It's people sitting on the couch talking.
Challenging.
It was difficult to hold her interest, and she was, honest about that, and I appreciate her honesty.
YouTube viewers last about 3 minutes on the average.
Do they
And
really?
I looked at the analytics on there.
Maybe you think that counts every time they skip around? They skip the middle, they skip around.
I
Maybe.
don't really know how it works, but that's what they tell me. But
Interesting.
you just gotta leave it going.
Let it
Interesting.
run in the background.
Interest yourself, really. I mean, watch the program and interest yourself too.
Well, the nice thing about the program is that you can turn it on and then go do something else that isn't noisy at all and listen to it.
Yeah.
And I've done that many times, and it's just interesting to have going because I'll be doing something like working on a painting or a model, or I'll be doing something quietly and it's on loud enough for me to hear, and then someone will say something interesting,
Or
unexpected,
something that catches your
silly,
attention, perhaps?
yeah, and I'll just start laughing.
Uncontrollably.
Well, at first, yes.
Well, I think that's a good, sometimes I think it's sort of like radio on TV, it's like, feels like what it is.
Yeah.
Radio on the television or something.
Yeah.
Radio, it definitely has it's centered on the talking. It's like listening to your TV rather than maybe, attentively watching. Although there are those out there who do watch really attentively.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for doing that, tuners. You guys are great.
So I have a question for both of you. When's the last time you got a really awful cold that you remember? If you remember how many months ago that it was just really awful.
I think it was maybe December. I remember having it. I don't remember when it was. I remember the feeling.
It's often that way, isn't it? It's
But
like,
I don't remember which time of the year it was. But it was definitely within the last 6 months.
I would say mine was about 2 years ago, and it was the thing that springboarded me to quit smoking.
Oh yeah.
So I'd been smoking, and then I got really, really sick. And
I remember
stopped.
that.
I stopped. That was about 2 years ago. Stopped, and then I hadn't picked it up ever since. You know, you stop while you're sick. You don't smoke while you're sick because it's like, you know, you feel really shitty anyway.
Yeah,
so
makes it feel worse.
And then, so then, if you do that and you're sick for a week or more, you've got this like week-long break. You don't have nicotine in your system anymore.
Good time.
And you could sort of springboard off that into quitting for real. And that's what I did. And I have been a lot healthier ever since, and have gotten less like small colds and stuff too. So
Less what?
small colds, like less like little illnesses.
Yeah, where you have a cold, but it doesn't really affect your breathing so much, or your vision or hearing, or you know, their
The vision or hearing, I actually haven't experienced that exactly. This is just sort of like really, really awful, like coughing continuously, unable to breathe stuff.
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't know the vision. Have you had vision?
Well, maybe you have a little bit of conjunctivitis in your eyes.
It's the pressure of the sinus that puts pressure on the back of your eyeballs, and so it's difficult to focus.
Yeah.
Or it became difficult for me to focus, or difficult for me to. It was just painful. Just this pressure.
In the last 6 years since we started the program, September 2010, I've only been so sick that I have been like almost unable to do anything once. And that was during year one. And you can watch that one. I'm sitting on the couch. With the
blanket around you.
It was in my home. So all I had to do was like barely crawl out of my room and get onto the couch and push record. And then I was going like, so everyone around me.
I watched that one. That was.
It's a good one.
It was just you kind of mumbling a lot and saying stuff, and
that was before Carl too. So it was like there was nobody else even there, and I was like really probably shouldn't have been talking that much. And
well, I remember you were like talking about what you were trying to do to feel better.
Yeah.
You didn't complain a whole lot about how crappy you felt, but you did talk about what you were feeling. And that was a painful moment to watch.
You took that one out.
And all I could think of is, damn, this guy's a trooper. He just punches right through it. He's not gonna quit.
Well, that's like the real. Oh, hey, can you hand me a drink? That's like the real test. You know, you can do all these days, but like if you. Like the only time that when it's an actual test is those days, on the hard days. So if you quit on the hard days, then you're really quitting more on the easy days, because there's going to be one day when it's actually a thing, you know? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, it's really interesting because I don't usually take much time off work for being sick. It might be 1 or 2 days.
Oh, I remember, because you got sick on the day. We gave you that stuff. This was last Monday. We gave you all the stuff. I'm like, Dan, we'll see you tomorrow at this class. And then the next day you weren't at that class. I was actually, if you watched the Tuesday episode.
Well, what's so weird? What is so weird is that last Monday when I was on the program, my nose was tickling. My nose felt itchy and tickly inside. I didn't have any symptoms whatsoever. It felt just this tingly, tickly thing, and I'm like, this is pretty weird, and I just considered it to be allergies. And when I got home, I started feeling progressively worse and worse and worse very, very quickly. And Monday night, I'm like, I felt crappy. Yeah, my sinuses started filling up. I sneezed like crazy.
I think I must have not gotten it then.
Well, you had a crazy sneeze fest last Monday. I remember. You sneezed like a dozen times or something.
Like dust or something.
I don't recall you sneezing.
But I didn't get sick.
Like
I think if I haven't been sick in this last week, then I'm probably not going to get it, right?
Probably not. No, there's a 3 or 4 day incubation period. You don't get, when you come into contact with someone that clearly has a cold and you don't catch a cold within like 3 days, you're probably fine.
I think I'm okay then.
Either you're already immune or no little viruses got in you to do their thing.
Yeah.
Try and reproduce being a host.
Did you try to get Sudafed? Because last time I had a cold, I tried to get Sudafed. And what I found out is that the brand name of Sudafed is no longer the same drug.
Yeah.
You know about that?
Yeah.
So did you go to the pharmacist and ask them for real Sudafed?
No, I just didn't bother with any cold medications. Usually,
Sudafed's the only one that really works to me.
well,
The strong stuff.
I do have this stuff. It's some generic Dayquil or NyQuil or whatever, and it has dextromethorphan in it.
Uh-huh.
And that's an interesting medication or molecule, and it sort of kind of helps, but it doesn't really do much for me. It doesn't alleviate my symptoms very much. The Sudafed or pseudoephedrine or ephedrine or whatever that is in it,
Yeah.
it alleviates the pressure of my sinuses, but I get a buzzing. This,
In your, like an audio?
yeah.
What?
Yeah, I physically hear this, and it's like a two-tone, high-pitched hissing and lower.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a trip.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it. It's awful. Yeah, and it's like the buzzing is physiological and also auditory, and I'm really spacey on it, and I have lots of energy, but I feel really lightheaded. And, yeah, the symptoms are really bizarre, and I just don't enjoy it, and I'd much rather just slug through the cold. And usually, taking aspirin, regular aspirin, not the acetaminophen or ibuprofen or naproxen or any of those others. I take regular aspirin, and it reduces my fever. I had a low-grade fever too, but it reduces the fever and it alleviates the pain, and it takes the pressure off my head. So regular aspirin helps a lot. I just got to drink a lot of water with it.
Hard on your guts, though, yeah.
Aspirin can cause, because it's an acid, acetylsalicylic acid, it tends to bother some people's stomachs. It doesn't bother mine. And if you take it with food, it helps better. It doesn't seem to affect my stomach, and I'm really grateful for that. And yeah.
Good. Anything else? Did you have any good experiences this week?
Oh my God! Anytime I was conscious and the symptoms were less rather than more when I could think about it, because I felt so awful I could hardly sleep. I just kind of shuffled around the apartment a lot. I worked on this little space model I'm building, and it's called the Predator, and it's crazy how it came together. I drew some pictures of the next model I want to build, and I only have so much room, and so whatever the model is, it can't be more than a couple feet long. And I gathered together a pile of parts that I knew or I would try and fit together to make it work, and it worked out. And then I slowly added more and more stuff together and painted it when it was nice out, and then added more stuff, glued on more stuff, and then painted it again and added more stuff, and it's almost done. Yeah, I worked on that ship every day, and it takes 24 hours for the glue to dry. And so on one day, I would glue stuff on one side, depending on how the ship was oriented, either standing up, so I could glue things that were oriented up down, or I would turn it on its side, or its top, or its bottom, or the other side, and glue more stuff on there. And so one day I would just spend the day gluing stuff on, and I'd come back in a couple hours, and the glue would be mostly dry, or at least the parts would be on there solid, so that I could turn the ship and do something else without it falling off.
Yeah.
And then and then I would do some more, and all day long I would build on the ship. And then the next day I would give it a coat of paint, and then the next day I would do more gluing. Interestingly enough, my upstairs neighbor has type 1 diabetes, and she has this little thing on her tummy.
Type 1 diabetes.
Yeah.
The most violent diabetes.
It is. It kills a lot of kids before they even realize that's what's going on.
Oh.
Yeah, type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune issue where the body attacks the specialized cells on the pancreas that produce insulin. And so by the time a kid is 9 or 10, all of their insulin producing cells are pretty much damaged or destroyed unless they catch it in time. And
Alright, let's write a number on our hand between 1 and 6, everybody. It's time for the dice game. Oh, what? Oh, no, Carl. Carl.
Find him. I'm gonna call him for info time, but.
Where is it? There you go. Stop must be on this one. There we go. Okay, got it. Stop. No, stop.
Carl's
There we
our
go.
job.
Whew. Yeah, the tricky thing is,
Not here. Where is he?
this whole thing is the family and the dice are all right in front of it.
Oh yeah, Carl was like, oh, you dropped the
I
family.
dropped the family. Man, Carl, I really am appreciating what you do here right now. This is a lot harder than I imagined.
We'll call him for info time.
Okay.
well, especially you only got one hand to do it, so.
Oh yeah, I gotta keep talking into my mic.
Yeah.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Yep.
We go.
Alright, now where's the other dice? There we go. So we
Carl's
are
got a
starting
system. We're gonna roll
with one dice. We
roll
use
the
Carl's
black one
system.
first, because he's got the 1, 2, 3 in color coded. Here
Oh,
it
that's
goes.
right, he does. Okay, wishing for a 3.
2.
Woo!
Go. Oh, Carl, Freddie got 500 points.
Oh, man.
Call me Carl.
God.
Oh my God.
He's rolling the dice. It's Carl.
You are now the Carl. I'm the Carl today.
Yeah, you kind of are.
But I want to call him anyway, and maybe we can get info time going when we call him. Because I saw him on the, actually something I saw on the streets today
Oh.
was Carl.
How's he doing out there?
He was walking the other way. You know, he told me he was busy, but
Now he's walking up the hill.
oh yeah, actually I gotta find the book though.
Yeah, he keeps his afternoons pretty full.
Yeah.
That's good. You gotta do that. You gotta stay busy, everybody out there. You keep you young, and you'll have something to show for your time on this beautiful earth.
We're gonna take a look at some of this tape today. This is like this weird, like program tour or something.
Yeah. What?
2010
I
maybe.
don't know why it says McDonald's.
But maybe we call it McDonald's anyway. Just
Maybe we call it McDonald's. Yeah.
maybe we could put that.
Should we
one
watch that right now?
Playback is the yeah, that one.
And it's just like I'm gonna rewind it here.
Remember, it's the top one on the middle switcher, and we're
Okay.
gonna call Carl.
The original label looks pretty interesting.
The original label.
Yeah, target specifics.
Oh yeah, it has to do with I don't know, maybe.
Time management,
No, I don't think so. It's
Uh,
like something else. It's
business organization methodology.
it's this kind of stuff. I think I just did rewind it.
Oh, it's an
Wait, did I
exercise
rewind
video.
it? Which way do I go?
And 1, and 2, and 1.
Wow. Rewinding the music video or the. We'll swap them. There we go. Okay, everybody lean into the circle here. I don't know which side's it on. Oh yeah, it wasn't around all the way yet.
Oh, there it is.
We can continue rewinding.
Hello, feel free to leave a detailed
Carl deleted some of his voicemail, but he's not answering his phone.
I feel
Thank you.
free.
At the tone,
Please
please
leave a
record your
detailed
message.
message
When you have
after
finished
this
recording,
message.
you may hang up or press
Thank
1
you.
for more options.
Hey Carl, we're leaving you a detailed message. Hey, where are you, Carl?
Yeah, Carl, where are you?
We're gonna need someone to read info time, so if you could give us a call back.
I have some questions.
Yeah. Where are you?
Yeah, where are you? Where are you?
Oh, where are you? That's right. Alright, let's see what this is about. Box here.
pink circle. Hello, everybody. I'm a tiny little head in a tiny little
Oh.
thing.
All VCRs are different. Please adjust tracking if necessary.
Just kidding. That's a joke. That's not happening. There's no warning.
Now, I think that warning has expired. This tape is old enough anyway.
Nothing to worry about there, that's for sure.
Yeah. More stuff. Oh, this is a...
Here's something to make you worry before
Fast forward.
It's a bunch of
Woo!
The
Exer dancing.
Producer thing.
Let's see, where are
Is
they?
it jazzercising?
It's target method specifics. I think it's targeting different specific parts of you.
I think back in 2010 I didn't.
Such as the
was not very efficient
Indomitables.
about rewinding and
Yeah.
things.
You've come a long way. This is definitely from 2010. Oh, here we go.
The
Whoa, we found it.
pectoralinos,
Let's back it up a little bit further.
trapezoidiums,
Back up.
I don't know exactly what this is going to be. It's a surprise to me.
the
This-
biceptuals,
Okay, there we go. Here we go. So they're going.
trisectors,
Can you hear that?
the latissimus.
I don't think we ever decided
Dorsals.
that we were going to actually. I don't think we ever planned to watch this whenever it was taped.
The
there we go.
Decepticons.
Who's that?
Oh, that's the security camera though.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that shelf. I remember that shelf. I wish I could go back. Really.
Here we go. We're looking into the past. This is sometime in 2010. I'm guessing pretty close to September or October.
The trapeze.
The original
No,
studio.
probably not September. It must be.
Trapezium.
Where's the mic? Here it is. Here it is.
It's never been aired before.
We're not going to do anything with it. I'm recording it, but I'm not going to do anything with the tape. But I'll give it to you after. Oh yeah, you are. I'll give it to you after. Scoot over. Or we can do this.
It's
Look,
cookie.
so you know, you say like, hey, and then you say like, hey, we have a guest. Oh, this might be actually November 1st, 2010.
Wow.
Oh, look. Okay. I'm
See, like, November 2nd, we did the show about.
This might be like this one. Wait, when did the video start? Extra camera, and then I just finished the program, but you guys should. October, November. You don't want to be on the program, but you can still experience what's like to be on. You can do a fake program. Like after video.
This is after.
Well, I'm gonna call
so.
McDonald's, but not even on the program. It'd be weird.
Oh, you're calling McDonald's. Well, there's some kind of light on Cookie.
What's the program? And then we're gonna watch it.
Double wave machine on November 1st, 2010.
That poster behind
Significant. Why is November?
that was something.
I think that's it. That's probably it. There we go. All right.
Well, that was amazing.
Yeah, I thought
There
we
you
were
go.
gonna actually call McDonald's.
That would have been really fun, but I guess it was not a full call.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that just goes back to people exercising. So, well, there we go. That's that tape.
Well, that was interesting.
I think I want to continue watching this Mother's Day tape too, which is kind of what we're just doing in the background.
Yeah, this is the method.
We actually
target
didn't watch this Mother's Day tape yesterday on Mother's Day.
Oh.
But we were.
I was gonna call it Friday's episode Mother's Day just because of this tape, but then it'd be all wrong, mixed up. Maybe that's fine.
Oh, yeah, this is some kind of performance where somebody has fallen ill or down or something, but it's not real.
She's not really ill. Oh, she's crying for her.
This is drama.
She's dead.
Oh, drama.
Brutal.
I think hopefully if somebody was really dead, that they would be people would be casually walking around.
Where did this take place?
I don't know.
We don't know.
It's in another language, and it's all the people of the same race. So it's either some kind of group, like racially connected group. Maybe it's a family.
Can you tell what language it is?
No, I don't. I can't tell.
It's all happening behind my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got you there. You want to be on the? You like being on there? It's Monday, so
Yeah.
here he is.
But we're not necessarily watching. It's kind of a background thing. But then do you have any science talk you want to
I
tell us while you're in
do.
the circle?
I absolutely do.
What else did this?
So a few years ago, NASA launched a great big gigantic probe with massive, huge, gigantinormous solar cells towards Jupiter. Well, not really towards Jupiter, what this probe did, it's called Juno. Juno was launched and it went into an elliptical orbit and then came back and then zipped around the Earth for a gravity assist boost, and then it was out to Jupiter. So it took about 3 years, 3 or 4 years. It was launched in 2011. Oh, well, yeah, 5 years. And it will arrive at Jupiter in about 3 months or so. And
why does it take it so long? It seems like a long time to go.
Well, it was a roundabout method. Okay, so Earth is here, and the probe was launched, and it went out towards Mars, and then it looped back in.
How fast could you get to Mars if you were really just going direct?
If you're going direct, about 2 months. If Mars and the Earth, like if you, the Earth is going around the sun a little bit faster than Mars, and Mars is further out. And so what you have to do is you have to leave Earth at one point and catch up to Mars to meet up with it. And so the Earth and Mars have to be in just the right location for you to catch it. And so yeah, the timing is everything if you want to get to one planet or another in a hurry, because if you don't time it right, the planet is way far ahead in its orbit or way behind, and you have to float around waiting to either catch up to it or wait for it to catch up to you. So it'd be a couple months. Unideal conditions, it would be more like 6 months or even a year. Traveling. It'd be a long trip.
Yeah.
And the idea is they want to send people to Mars, and the idea is they'll send them there, and then after Mars has gone around most of a year, the Earth is in a nice position that they can leave Mars and then kind of decelerate a little bit and slow down, and then they'll just float back down towards the sun, and the Earth will be right there to catch them. So, and the trip back usually takes a little bit longer. That just kind of depends, because it's just kind of how things work. How you have to either slow down to catch up to it, or speed up to, or slow down, speed up. It's complicated, but anyway, so Juno left the Earth, it orbited the sun, and then it took an inside track closer to the sun than the Earth, and then it went around, and then it went past the Earth, and the Earth gave it a gravity assist, and it was sent out to Jupiter.
It boosted it.
And this is the first probe that we've sent that is using solar cells and not a radioisotomic thermal generator.
So
radioisotomic thermal generator.
Yeah, radioisotropic thermal generator.
All right.
So you put plutonium, a little rod, and the little rod gets really hot, and it's surrounded. Yeah, literally. And it's surrounded by a series of plates, and one plate being hotter than another plate, just a little past it, creates an electric differential, and electrons pass from one plate to the next, and that generates current, and you have a little battery that produces all kinds of power. We've sent all kinds of probes with these RTGs, and this whole thing is housed in a super titanium alloy, super crash resistant, armor plated.
I keep expecting her to get up and like
vessel.
Come back to life.
Yeah, maybe.
She might be taking a nap. If this is a performance piece.
Yeah, I know. They're touching her hair, and like she has to just lay there all the time, crying over her.
Yeah.
So this one doesn't have that. It's got solar panels.
Solar panels, and it's going to be on a 2-year mission. And Juno is not going to pay so much attention to Jupiter's moons. As you know, the 3 big moons. It's got 4 big moons actually: Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto. And these are 4 great big ones. They're as big or bigger than our moon. 3 of them, Europa, Callisto, and Ganymede, are way bigger than our moon. They're halfway to the size of Mars. They're very, very large moons. But this probe, the Juno probe, is instrumented and has scanners to look at the interior of Jupiter. As you know, Jupiter is a gas giant, and it's got the surface cloud details that we can see, but we've never sent a probe to Jupiter to try and look at the various layers deeper down within Jupiter. We haven't sent a probe that had the instrumentation to pay attention to the magnetic field of Jupiter. We haven't sent a probe to look at gravity differentials in Jupiter, and so this Juno probe is built to travel through Jupiter's Van Allen belts, they have terribly powerful radiation, and so it's built to survive an electromagnetic onslaught of particles and gamma rays and X-rays and all kinds of crazy radiation. And so what it will do is it will tell us a lot about what Jupiter is made of. The temperature differences in the clouds as you go deeper and deeper, the thicknesses of the atmosphere as you go deeper and deeper, why storms on Jupiter persist for hundreds of years. As you know about the Great Red Spot, Galileo spotted it before anyone else, and the storm is still going.
What?
This is over 300 years later. This same red spot, which is a storm, it's a little cyclone, it's still going.
Tornado.
Yeah, it's still going. And there's a
Somebody
couple
stop
other
it.
Yeah, there's a couple other spots that have lasted for 150 years, 200 years. Storms on Jupiter just last for a long, long time for some reason.
It's exciting.
Yeah, it really is. And so Juno
Talk about bad weather.
How do tornadoes work in general?
It's a gas giant too, isn't it? Like, how do you even know if it's a storm? It's just like gas floating around.
It could very well be a natural standard cloud formation that forms as a result of the magnetic
field. Isn't it kind of just like a
field.
giant storm since it's made of gas?
Well, a storm.
I think there's maybe a solid core in Jupiter. I heard that somewhere, right?
Oh.
They believe that there is a rocky spherical core about 4 times the mass of the Earth, and the rest of it is 95% hydrogen that is super ridiculously dense and becomes less and less dense so as you get towards the surface. In fact, the pressure of this hydrogen is so intense that when you put hydrogen under this kind of pressure and heat, it becomes electrically conductive.
Whoa. Hey, how much air is around the Earth compared to the solid part of the Earth? Because we have a lot of air that we don't really think about. You know, you think about the planet, but you think
an apple skin.
Oh, really?
If the Earth were an apple, our atmosphere, our troposphere would be like a
Jupiter, it's
skin
like
of an
way
apple.
bigger.
Yeah, Jupiter would be like putting a softball inside of a basketball. Maybe a little smaller, maybe a baseball inside of a basketball, and the volume of the basketball outside of the baseball is all hydrogen.
Yeah, all right.
Mostly hydrogen.
If we threw a match in Jupiter, would it explode?
The kind of explosion you're thinking of requires oxygen to combine with it to create this explosive power. And there is oxygen on there, but most of it is bound up in other compounds like methane, ethane.
All right. Something's getting up.
Oh, I knew it. She's alive.
Carbon dioxide.
Oh, wait, maybe she's just done acting. I can't tell if she's
Ammonia.
stopped acting.
I think she's just done acting. Looks like it's not part of it.
Aldehydes, all kinds of different compounds that oxygen is bound up with. Yeah, because
You're singing the last song, maybe. What's the?
There was a probe.
Is it just quiet now?
Yeah.
There was a probe that went to Jupiter some years ago called Galileo, and it launched a parachuted little baby probe down into the atmosphere, and it took telemetry all the way down as it went. And it got about 250 miles before either the density of the atmosphere crushed it, or the heat burnt it up, or the parachute failed and it just plummeted through, or the atmosphere interfered with the telemetry or the information going back. But it made it a couple, several hundred miles.
So we just like jumped it on Jupiter? It's like just it just flew into Jupiter and that's it?
with a parachute, and it gave us readings all the way down
But like
until
we're
the
just
probe failed.
throwing garbage on other planets now.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, well, when Galileo was almost out of maneuvering fuel, because what it was doing is it would do an orbit around Jupiter, and then it would fly by Europa, and then another orbit around Jupiter, and fly by Ganymede, and then another orbit, and it would fly by Tethys, and then it would orbit and go by Callisto and Io, and it did all these different orbits, but it needed fuel to adjust the orbit slightly so it could go a little further out or a little closer in and get really close-up camera shots
Leave no
of
trace.
the moons. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how it's gonna end. You know, they're gonna some antagonistic alien race is gonna find like our leftover leavings just like scattered around the galaxy whenever we run out of fuel. You know.
Well, yeah, we sent that probe into Jupiter too. And the idea, the reason we did that with Jupiter in particular, is that the three moons, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto, all have subsurface oceans that are salty oceans. And there is mounting evidence that, you know, there's salt water just like on the Earth's oceans that are salty or more salty as the oceans. And the thought is this probe, if Cassini and they're gonna send Cassini, it's a probe orbiting Saturn right now, they're going to send it into Saturn itself. The idea is that if this probe were left to its own devices, eventually it would crash into one of these big four moons.
Yep.
And if it hit Europa hard enough, the probe would hit the ice and it might penetrate the ice. And it's got this isothermic generator, which upon crashing might get dislodged. And it's really warm, and it could melt its way all the way down through to the ocean. And that would certainly contaminate things.
Yeah, it sounds like
contaminate.
when these things already have this like radioactive waste in them, it's like it seems like bad to just leave it around different places.
Well, the idea is if we toss it into Jupiter, it will be consumed and crushed and combined with the very center of Jupiter, and nothing that we know of can live. No life form can live down in there. I mean, it's possible.
We're hitting the primordial puddle.
Yeah,
sort of.
Maybe that's how we started. You know, some alien accidentally dropped a like superheated thing into the ocean and made it possible for life to start. Maybe we need to start dropping more garbage in the planets. I don't know.
Oh yeah, what do they try to send some of those like worm? What are those called? Those you know those.
Oh yeah, nematodes. Wait, what are those?
Maybe they're bears or something.
Oh yeah,
water bears.
Water bears, yeah.
Send
some of those. Send a capsule of those. Why not? Try to spread life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Those little water bears, they are all over the planet. They can survive all kinds of conditions.
We should send them to other planets.
Maybe. I would like to find out if Mars has its own
water bear
set of life forms, with the thought that if Mars has its own life forms, I would like not to contaminate it with Earth life forms.
Yeah.
Either because
you're favoring the Martians, maybe.
Well, for now.
Yeah.
Most likely, Mars life forms are very, very closely related to Earth life forms, just due simply to panspermia.
This looks like, is this a different group? I think it's different groups doing different dances and songs.
We filled up.
Oh, that's sign language.
We better get to this stuff. We got a couple messages and we got all this stuff, so maybe we.
Okay.
All right.
So
you want to do info time, Dan? Do you think you can do info time?
Yeah, give it a shot.
Here we go. Info time. Let's see if this is the right spot for it. Actually, I think I need to put you in the middle.
Now, info time.
Say it, Dan.
You are watching Your Daily Hour with me. It's a 1-hour talk show that happens at 11:30 at night every day on Channel 22, and last year's episode that aired at the same time, same day of the month last year, airs at 2 a.m. You can call in to the program, and if you do, we will get your message and call you back. The number is right up there. So the program relies on community for content, so give us a call. Yeah, I missed some chunks.
Good job, Dan. Should we do the next dice game
let's do
too?
the next dice game with the commercials and all that stuff.
Alright.
Mr. Ginsu called us a couple times. I bet he will want to hear from us.
Roll that dice. Roll 2 of them now. Do you guys know how? You guys figuring this out yet? Figure out how this is working? It's basically. Oops. Wrong one. Oh, what the? What's going on? Oh, what? Stop. Hit that place. Stop this. Gotcha.
Yeah. It's all protected.
So, Mr. Ginsu?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like him.
Oh, and then we were trying to call him, so that was like in the middle of.
Okay, we're gonna roll 2 dice this time.
Okay. I thought my conversation briefly at the end of last Monday's program was really interesting.
With Ginsu?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't remember what it was.
That really?
What was it about?
3? Oh, wow.
2 2s and a 3
You
so
are
far.
twice as ahead.
I have about 1,000 points.
am.
Dan has 500 points, but
Yeah,
I'm still.
literally
Where's your 3?
2/3.
Where's your 3?
Literally 2/3.
Fuck, motherfucker.
That's right.
I just did it, call you back. Now you didn't answer the phone, motherfucker. Son of a bitch. Somebody needs to kick that right in the freaking. Yeah.
That was interesting. That was
For a 3D, you can see a 3D.
Can you mix them together?
Look at this.
Yeah, that's cool.
Whoa! We move back farther and we get closer together, kind of.
Put on your 3D goggles, everybody. Here, we'll turn one of them blue. Blue. Yeah, we got a blue side. Oh, what? There we go. No. Oh, turn on the color.
There you go. Let's call Ginsu back down.
Well, the conversation I had with him, I'm not sure how it started or where it ended, but it had to do with cussing during the commercial.
Oh yeah.
It seemed
We decided to just do a commercial.
a single commercial that would just. Well, it's really interesting because he was listening.
Yeah.
And
He's got a heart of gold. We haven't.
yeah, it sounded like he was willing to be cooperative just because
He
we
is.
can't air it if he's cussing. And
He's willing. I
he
told him
wants
to
it
cuss.
to
I
air.
know
Your
something
call has
not to
been
cuss.
forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 36056.
Mr. Ginsu, it's the program. Where are you?
It is indeed the program. It is Monday. This is Dan.
Probably sleeping or something because it's the daytime. Call back. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
There goes. I was Ginsu. Yeah. So you wanna? The commercial. We'll wait for Freddie to get back with that.
More science.
Yes.
Let's see. More science.
You done talking about this thing?
Well, the Juno probe is just really interesting. It's the first huge solar panel chip. Now, the reason they sent it with solar panels and not an RTG is because the U.S. has downgraded its nuclear weapons creation. And RTGs require plutonium, which is the same substance used for nuclear weapons. I mean, uranium is generally used for energy generation, but plutonium is a little heavier, it's a little hotter, and it's used for weapons. Well, Hanford, which was one of the primary plutonium manufacturers,
1 year ago today.
it was shut
Your daily out with
more than 1 year ago today.
Boy, is it a doozy.
Not more than 1 year. 1 year ago today exactly.
Well, Hanford was shut down more than 1
Oh
year
man, and we also
ago.
say some other stuff about time and life and stuff before we do that, and then we get all this crazy maggot talk, and I'm really actually a little bit worried. And we talked to Jenny for a while. Oh man.
Who wants to arm himself with a gun for whatever reason? Don't do it, Mr. Dempsey. We love you too much.
Leave me alone. No bug talk, please, or maybe some. If you have bugs, call me. Actually, please go 304. Call the show. Lots of bug talk. Ooh. I thought I was saying magnet. I was like, oh, what? I gotta go watch that episode. Magnet talk.
No, not magnet talk. Even worse.
Maggot talk.
That's bad. Yeah, Mr. Gintu
Fly larva.
was seeing maggots.
Oh.
I think.
How's he doing now?
He seemed to be doing pretty good yesterday. I'm pretty sure it was a hallucination of the most stereotypical kind, which is maggot.
Really, is that a really common visual hallucination?
I don't know if it's real, but it's definitely a stereotype of going crazy. It's
I
like,
suppose.
Oh, maggots, yeah, bugs.
I see bugs everywhere. There's bugs on my skin. Oh, there's bugs under my skin.
So anyway, so the U.S. is not manufacturing anywhere near the amount of plutonium it was 20 years ago. And so there's a dwindling supply of plutonium. And what little plutonium is being made primarily for weapons.
Oh, how do you make plutonium?
You take uranium and you bombard it with slow neutrons. And the neutrons stick, and it makes, eventually a neutron will turn into a proton. A neutron and electron will turn into a proton, and that turns uranium into plutonium, because it's one level bigger. It's one proton heavier.
Slightly heavier.
Yeah, very slightly. But it is
auto transition. That's
stable.
Nice and smart.
It is as stable or more stable than uranium. It has a different half-life, and it breaks down into different things when it does break. Because it's like you take a great big ball made out of jelly beans, and when it breaks, half will go one way, and parts and pieces will go another way. And it'll break up, and then eventually those break up, and eventually those break up into smaller and smaller atomic nuclei. And lead is a common daughter atom, right? Because you have the parent atom, it breaks into pieces, it splits, and lead is a common component. And the way you determine uranium's half-life is you take a bunch of uranium and you look at the amount of lead, and the half-life is that half of the uranium will be uranium after a given point, and the rest of it will be lead.
I see.
Yeah.
Ooh,
so anyway,
man.
so plutonium is heavier, but you have to slowly bombard it with neutrons and protons for it to become plutonium, and it's kind of a different creature. It's a lot more radioactive, but it stays hotter for longer. And so it's really, really useful for an RTG, for a battery, essentially, a nuclear battery. So NASA doesn't have access to these RTGs, and they would like to use them where they really, really need them, like this probe that went to Pluto. It has an RTG. It needs a battery, because there's not anywhere near the amount of solar energy that it would need to supply its computer and cameras and memory and all that sort of thing way out past Pluto. But this one going to Jupiter Jupiter is 5 times farther away from the sun than the Earth, and it gets 1/25 the amount of sunlight, and so the solar panels on the Juno probe are massive. They're huge. If you were to a bus.
Okay, boss.
A bus, right? Okay, if you just took the side of a bus and made that a solar panel, that would be about the size of one of the solar panels on Juno.
So this is a big thing.
Big bus.
It's got 3 of those.
Busted.
Massive, huge solar panels.
Massive bus.
Massive, bus-sized panels.
That's a big bus.
Yeah.
Space bus.
Yeah, one of those big solar panels. And
so what you're saying is this probe is pretty much just a bus?
It's got bus-sized solar panels.
With cameras on it.
Cameras, a little gas tank and thrusters to help it maneuver around. It's going to
nice.
orbit real close to Jupiter, and then far out, and then close together, and then far out and close together. And the idea is to get a sense of what Jupiter is made of down as far as they can get, using radio waves and infrared waves and ultraviolet waves and microwaves and all kinds of longer waves that can travel through the thicker medium of Jupiter's outer atmosphere than, say, visible light. Because visible light we can only see so far, but longer wavelengths can penetrate thicker cloud layers. That's why we use radar. Radar can see through clouds. Clouds don't interfere with radar, so we use radar for stuff. And we can use other
same camera.
Yeah, we can use other even longer length radio waves to penetrate even deeper into Jupiter's heart. The idea is they want to look as deep as they can over a long period of time, over a 2 or 3 year period, maybe a 4 year period. And
choose one, big time.
Oh my God, Fred, you so won this.
Yes, I foresaw the future. It worked today. It really worked. All right.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. It will land on it will go into orbit July 4th. And this would be great.
Wow, it sounds pretty exciting for you, Dan.
Yeah. I've been waiting for this probe.
The end of the show.
That's right. The show's over now.
Thanks, Mr. Ginsu and Cole, even though you wouldn't answer the phone.
I really wish they'd send a probe to Uranus and Neptune. I really wish
Write them
they
a
would do
letter.
that.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks for being here today.
Those are the only
There's
two
so many
planets.
probes.
Thanks,
Those
Freddie.
are two
Thank you
planets.
for having me here. It's fun to watch this Mother's Day video.
Thanks, dancers and stuff.
Yeah, thanks for doing that. It's really a terrific artwork.
That must have been hard for
I
that
can't
person
tell.
to just lay there. As
I think they're doing another play. This seems like,
performance piece over him.
at first I thought it was a church. I think this is maybe a cultural group who does like plays and dances. I don't know. Could be. Who knows what it
It's
is?
a cultural group in a way,
I
too.
guess that's true. Yeah, it's all dependent on what kind of thing they're connecting on. This could be possibly. Oh yeah, good idea. Getting ready. I'm just gonna go ahead and play the outro now. Thanks everybody.
So, here it is.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching Go With Me. YDHWM. Yep. All right. This was.
2 a.m.
Here we are. Switch down a little bit, man. Too late.
368-364-384. Call, leave a message. You're on TV.
There we are. Oh, no, we're covered up. Dan's on the crew. Dave, Derek, Duck Hugger, Elaine, Ian, Israel, Jane, Caitlin, Karen, Larry, Michael, Natasha, Olivia, Quentin, Sam, Sarah, Scott, Susan, Taylor, William.
Hi, thank you. Baby, TCTV, Jordy, Fabulous, Supply.com, John Westbrook, Thurston County Washington, USA. Viewers only.
Hell yeah, dog.
Bye.
Yeah.
Coming up in the next episode of the program.
Happy Mother's Day.
Hey, look at that. We're
Daily Hour with Mother.
We're looking at this Mother thing. We're over here. They're over there, and we're in the box. Carl is disillusioned by the political system,
It's crap.
and he's returned. I have a feeling of dread.
Kitty is afraid of seeing himself on the streets.
I'm having questions.
And also, there's some dental surgery talk going on.
Yeah.
There's also some there's Mr. Ginsu calls in, but we need to listen to his message earlier
Last
than
year
we
he
did.
went insane, but this year he's hopefully still sane.
Seems very sane. Bert,
It was
what else
just-
happened?
Yeah, everything.
Call in, bye.